Hello everyone, I'm Heather. It is the 26th day, Shorty September, 26th day, 26th book. We are on Julian Barnes, The Noise of Time. So, I'm not 100% sure what this book is about, but I believe Soviet Russia, 30s. A musician is like terrified he's about to be taken by the state, or something like that. I think. I guess we'll find out. This was originally in my surplus pile of shorties. I recognized that it was a shorty, but couldn't make it fit my prompts and didn't want to really read it. So now it is going to be in my playsuit shorts, a book I will potentially regret because loads of people said it's really good and I should pull it out of my surplus and actually read it for Shorty September, but I'm still not wholly convinced. Also, because I have to work on Monday, and potentially Mondays, or just Monday, like that, I have the option to do the audiobook for this book as well. So if I'm like reading it and then it just gets to Monday, I can get the audiobook instead. Oh my god. Nothing is more annoying than a grocery store when you're in a hurry. Like, literally anywhere else on earth, I'd rather be in a hurry. Like on the road, like at the school gate, at the airport. These are okay. You're just in a hurry, going about your life. Something about a grocery store. It's just excruciating. Like, they moved the hummus. Like, where the fuck they moved the hummus to? My god. It's been there for like 4 years. Okay, also there's this like woman whose kid was just sort of like taking her hand off the shopping cart, and she just kept putting the kid's hand back and going, what did I say about keeping your hand on the shopping cart? She said about 90,000 times. Like, I don't know what potential punishment was hanging over that kid's head for doing that, but I shouldn't have really said that because that punishment is obviously not coming because it's the 4,000th time that she said put your hand on there and nothing bad has happened to her. Oh my god, and then she was just following me around sort of saying that. Like, it seemed to be every aisle I was in, she was in. And like, she was like in the way. And there was this guy looking at Chris for like ages, but in the middle of the aisle. So they were about like out of pitas and bread completely. It was like a war zone. Like, the entire shelf was just completely empty except for like one packet of like wheat pitas, which I don't even like. I like the white ones because I'm crazy. Also, there was like, when I went to check out, there were like all these spills everywhere. It seemed to be like every aisle there was a spill, and I had to go around like this huge like operation for cleaning up this spill. And then when I got to the actual checkout, I was next in line, which was awesome because all the other checkouts were really long. But this one, it was like a lady who was asking all these questions about her coupons. She's like, are you sure this coupon doesn't work? And she said this coupon. And the lady was like, no, this one also doesn't work. And she's like, it's expired. And then just like, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god, I think I have PTSD from that experience. Does this look gross? This looks gross, right? This is like the snack I'm gonna have in the cinema, and I'm like having second thoughts. I've got buyer's remorse about this now.
And she's photographing her food again.
Oh my god, this movie we saw, right, was Ticket to Paradise. So it's got George Clooney and Julia Roberts in it, and it is like bad. It was so bad, like, because I love them so much and them together in anything so much. Like, I loved it, but it was awful. And there was a scene in it that was like their shtick or whatever, like their thing that they're best at, I think. It's just like slapstick funny bullshit, like, together. Oh my god, there was a scene in it where like they end up in bed together after like being drunk or whatever, and she wakes up in his underpants and they have to sort of wonder, did he wake up in her underpants? No, he's not in her underpants, he's actually naked. Like, oh, it's the first time I've actually like laughed out loud audibly in a movie theater in ages. But yeah, no, this movie was bad. It was a very bad movie. Anyway, so just based on that experience, like, I need something funny, I think. So while I was waiting, sort of like walking in town, doing my stuff, getting ready for the cinema, I dipped into the audiobook for The Noise of Time. And I don't hate it. I'm not hating that, but it's not for me now. It's not for me now. And one of the reasons I picked it was because I'm afraid of Monday. I get the Sunday scaries really bad. I fear a Monday because Mondays are bad for me. And I needed to have an audiobook option for Monday just in case Monday destroys me. Do you know what I mean? But I've decided, just fuck it. Just fuck that shit, okay? I said at the very beginning of this, if I wasn't going to finish a book every day, it wasn't like I wasn't going to be bothered by it. If I don't finish a book every day, who the fuck cares? We make our own rules here, okay? So instead, I'm gonna go with this one, okay? It's 230 pages. It's Chuck Klosterman, Sex, Drugs, and Cocoa Puffs. It's like a sort of memoir or whatever, and it's supposed to be funny as fuck, super relatable. That's what I need. So what? It's 230 pages. It's a bit thick, and also there's no audiobook option if I sort of shit out in the day and Monday defeats me. Okay, fine, fuck it. This is the book I'm reading for Monday. If I don't get all the way through it, well, it was fine while it lasted. Okay, 25 books in 25 days. That's fucking good, innit? That's where I stand right now on this. Ask me again in 20 minutes. Okay, I'm proud of my book choices. I think I'm not going to be able to finish this book in time, but I'm loving it so far. He's on about, I wake up, I feel the inescapable oppression of the sunlight pouring through my window, and I'm struck by the fact that I'm alone, and that everyone is alone, and that everything I understood 7 hours ago has already changed, and that I have to learn everything again. I guess I'm not a morning person. Relatable. It says, what you are about to read is an evening book. It was written in those fleeting evening moments just before I fell asleep. That's good, because that's when I do all my best reading. Oh my god, this book is brilliant. It's just a bunch of random, like, rambling thoughts, like, to do with a vaguely sort of existential philosophical idea that I haven't pinned down exactly yet. He's on about Coldplay. He says, I hope Coldplay gets fucking dropped by fucking EMI and ends up like the Stone fucking Roses, who are actually a better fucking band, all things considered. And this reminds me about a story. Story time. My boss and I were doing an open day for students, like prospective students. And this guy and his wife and his daughter show up to talk about his daughter's grades. And sort of like whether she would be eligible to get into university, and it turns out that that guy and his wife used to be the management team for Stone Roses until it fell apart and like somebody threw paint on somebody. They were all very hush-hush about it, but when they said about being the manager for Stone Roses, I was like, who? But my boss was like, no way, and she was totally into it. So I googled them, and this is the first time I've actually come across them outside of that situation. Okay, I've finished the first 3 essays in this, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think I like it. Like, it's like basically his rambling thoughts on random sort of 90s things, like The Sims. Do you remember that game? Like the computer game where you're like a simulated person, you like walk around and buy like a house and stuff. And also we had like this really long like rant about Real World, you know, like all like 42 something seasons or whatever. He's like seen all of them, he's obsessed. But in talking about these things like The Sims and Real World and stuff like this, he's like, you know, investigating like deep philosophical points and like cultural points and stuff. Like with The Sims, he's sort of like focusing on sort of like child development and like child play and how children are different post-Sims, you know, or like materialism. Like, what are The Sims about? Is it extreme materialism, or is it about how your materialism never buys you happiness, you know? And with the Real World, he's like, pre-Real World, like everyone had complexity, and now after Real World everyone fits into a box or whatever. Like I think I'm liking it. I think it's funny, like he's quite clever, but he is rambling, so some bits of it are just too much, you know. It's like, okay, like we've been rambling about this for quite a while now, can we like move on? And then it'll go to a point and it'll be like a really funny bit and I'll be like, oh, okay. Anyway, I gotta get up now for Monday. I don't want to have a huge long rant about how the city council where I live is fucking useless, but let me tell you a story about my morning. Spud and I brought our bikes to school this morning like we do every day, okay? And Cardiff is not the best for cyclists, especially ones that are 6 years old, and I've just fucking learned how to do that. So we take a very strategic, very well thought out, planned route based on cycle paths, you know, sidewalks, like pedestrian areas, blah, blah. So we go through Cathay Cemetery, which is the 3rd largest Victorian cemetery in Britain, okay? It's fucking massive. We go through it literally every day because it's quiet and like cars can't go through there, you know, and it also cuts the journey literally in half because it's a massive thing smack between the house and the school. So we leave early like we do because we don't like stress. We like to be able to cycle safely and get there on time. So we go through the cemetery, we go through the first door. First door in the cemetery is wide open. Everyone's there, it's a normal day. We go all the way through to the end of the cemetery. The cemetery's fucking massive, mind. We get to the very end gate on the other side and it's locked. And there's absolutely loads of people there going, why the fuck is this locked? So there's an emergency number smack on the gate, which you phone if you're stuck in the cemetery, because this happens sometimes. It has happened to me before. So I phone the number, I say, oh my God, you won't believe we're trapped in the cemetery with all these people all trapped. Is someone gonna open the gate? What's happened? Is the guy who opens the gate okay? And the guy on the other end of the line, no shit, says, sorry, that's not my job anymore. Like, I don't wanna bag too hard on people, obviously. You know, everyone has reasons they do the things they do. Like, I sometimes in my job am not the best in my customer service style. You know, we're not hurt, okay? We're completely fine. We were late as fuck to school and it was super embarrassing for my child, but you know, at the end of the day, this is a funny story we'll walk away from. However, if I had £1 for every time someone at Cardiff Council told me that something which was urgent due to a problem caused by Cardiff Council and needed to be fixed by Cardiff Council wasn't that Cardiff Council employee's job, I'd be a millionaire. I'd be a fucking millionaire. This is too spicy for you, Maisie. Okay. Perhaps this is why I can't see Billy Joel as cool. Perhaps it's because all he makes me see is me. Is the ending sentence to an essay that I did not get. So I'm completely over my head. And I think it's because, as a person, I'm not really into the behind the scenes for music. You know, like I listen to music and I like music and everything like that, but I don't really have a lot of interest in, like, you know, the backstories of the songs and like the various like plays with the bands at the time and blah blah blah. And I think that's the situation with this book. If, like me, you do actually know a shit ton about The Sims because you played that game approximately 3/4 of your childhood, then, you know, the sort of like serious, intense specificity of that essay will appeal to you. But if, you know, you don't have an actual interest in that thing, it's going to be too like specific and play to too like intense and niche a thing. Do you know what I mean? This essay is about tribute bands. During the Paradise City set, Punky will lay on the dressing room's concrete floor after falling down a flight of stairs. Though he will continue to post-party with the band for most of the night, Punky will need to be rushed to the hospital by ambulance the following morning when, upon finally sobering up, he will realize he has broken his wrist. Oddly, or perhaps predictably, the band will simply leave him in Harrisonburg and drive back to Ohio. They're on a boat. They look at the horizon and they say, "Where are we?" And if someone wanted to use Pam as a metaphor for the decline of American morality and the rapidity of modern relationships, they could point out that phrase as an illuminating example of a lost generation. Where are we indeed? We don't need Pam to know where she is. She helps us understand where we are. And that's the closing paragraph to an essay about the Pamela Anderson Tommy Lee sex tape. One web designer actually told me that focusing a discussion around the topic of porn sites, quote, insults the internet, prompting me to ask him if the internet gets jealous when I use the microwave. Y'all, I've only just effing done it. I've finished this book. It required me to read ridiculously late last night and also get up early this morning to read more. But I've done it because I'm fucking obsessed. I'm obsessed with not dropping the ball now that I'm so close to the end. I could have just been like, okay, I won't finish this book today. It'll be fine. But no, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I'm stuck. I'm in it till the end. Okay, with this one, I'm actually going to go with 3 stars, I think. So the essays that were interesting to me based on things that I knew about that I have interest in, I thought they were really funny and good. Like, you know, like trigger warnings to shit, like just bad language, like inappropriate referencing for literally everyone and everything, like, you know. But I thought it was funny. I quite liked it. Like, it's sort of like a 90s sort of humor I can get behind. But for the essays that I have absolutely no interest in, like sports and music and like films, like arty films or like man films and stuff like that, like I've no interest in those, and they were just a bit of a slog to get through. Like, I had no idea what he was talking about, and I wasn't about to Google literally every reference he made to anything. I mean, but the ones that were in here that I liked, you know, were good. I did find them funny. I did enjoy them. So I'm gonna give that 3 stars. Okay, tomorrow's book is JD Ballard High Rise. This is going to be half and half shorts prompt where I'm going to read the book or listen to the audiobook because it is narrated by Tom Hiddleston and I finally have another Audible credit, and then watch the show or like the movie on Amazon afterwards. I'm so excited. Okay, thank you for watching. I apologize, this one is actually probably super fucking long, this vlog, so I'm just gonna cut it off, just end it now. Any comments, anything for me, please let me know. I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye.